everybody, Sue's here from Revelation Quilts. Take a look at these two quilts. This quilt is so much fun to make, and I promise there are so many different ways that you can make it look depending on the fabric you choose. So let's get started right now. So for this project, I have cut myself a little jelly roll. There's 33 strips in here, which is how many strips my quilt will have. This fabric was so cool, and I wanted a jelly roll that had no duplicates. So all of these are going to be different, which I'm very happy with. So I didn't need a full jelly roll. I only needed about 33 strips. The other thing I'll need is a black jelly roll. All my strips will need to be 2.5 inches, so it just makes sense that a jelly roll would work out really well. And for the black, I'm going to need 129 5-inch by 2.5-inch pieces. So if my math is correct, that should be about 16 of these jelly roll strips. The only other black I will need is I'll need 2 pieces that are about 2.5 inches by 7 inches. So I'm gonna put this aside, and I'm gonna start cutting the black strips that I need. And by the way, I got this black jelly roll from Connecting Thread. It's called Color Wheel Solids in black. So let's get to cutting these strips. Now for each jelly roll square that you have, you will cut each jelly roll a little different. And there is actually a chart that I am using for this. And this happens to be row 2. But the thing you will do for every single jelly roll that you cut is the first thing that you will do is you will cut a 2.5-inch square off of each end. Now I have this doubled up, so when I cut a 2.5-inch square, I'm actually getting 2. This is batik, so it's kind of hard to separate. So I have 2 there, and I need to keep track of these. So what I do, and you may or may not like this idea, but I take my little binder clip like this and a Sharpie, and I'm just gonna write the number 2 on there, just like that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have a little 2 on there. And then I'm just going to keep track of this, since I put a 2 because this is actually my row 2, and I've already done one for my row 1, and I'm going to need these later on when I fill these in. And so now I'm just going to follow my chart, and this is row 2. So the first thing I need is a 5-inch block. I need 2 of them, 2 5-inch by 2.5 inch. So I've got those. And then for my center of this row, I'm going to need a 26-inch strip. So I'm going to flip this over so that the fold is on my left side, making sure it's all lined up and square. I should have probably pressed this one. And so I'm going to cut on the fold. So half of 26 is 13. So I'm just going to count out 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is right here. And so I cut that off. So this is about how much I'm going to have left over from each jelly roll strip that I have. And so I've got my 26-inch strip here. So now when I put the row 2 up on the design wall, let me show you what that's going to look like. So here you can see I've got my rows 1 and 2 up. So the first one is this little piece here, and then a black square, and then I leave a space right here for those squares that we set aside. Now I won't fill these in until I've got the whole thing built up, because once I get to my last row, row 33, those are the squares that will go in here. So when I put these squares in, they will be reversed. So this is 33, 32, 31, 30, etc. like that. But I'm building my rows in 1, 2, 3, 4 order. So these little spaces here will be the opposite of these, and they'll kind of meet in the middle somewhere. So that is how I'm building this row by row. So I'm just going to go down my diagram and cut my row 3 now according to the measurements on my chart. So everything's up on the design wall except for these 2.5-inch squares numbered from 1 all the way up to number 33, which you can see right there. And so let me show you what the design wall looks like. And I've created a space for all of these extra little 2.5-inch squares. Okay, so here is what's up on my design wall. Now there's one thing for sure that I want you to notice. There's 33 rows up and down. So that's why I cut 33 pieces from my fabric in order to make that jelly roll, I guess, as you will, my 2.5-inch strips. But rows 9 right here and row 25 right here do not have a center part. That's where your 7-inch black strip comes in, right here and right here. So the next step is just to take those leftover 2.5-inch squares that we cut off of each strip, and we're going to plug those in right here in reverse order. So if this is row 1 way up here, then, and this is row 33 down here, the squares that I cut from row 33 are going to go up here in row 1, and I'm just going to plug everything in reverse order. So that is how this is going to work. So let me take my little extra squares and plug them in, and we'll see how amazing that's gonna look. Okay, so I popped all of those 2.5-inch squares in there, and as I was doing it, I kind of had an idea, is that since this fabric is pretty directional, and by the way, since I cut this from yardage, I love how, since I put the strips together in the order that I cut it, basically, that it just seamlessly flows one strip into another. It looks like a solid piece of fabric, and I kind of dig that. That's an unintended, I guess, consequence or effect that I didn't realize was going to happen. But anyway, so I plugged these in, and as I was doing that, I realized, since the fabric is directional, horizontal stripes, I wondered what it would be like if I took all of these squares and put them in vertically instead, if that would make a difference. So I'm going to take a picture of it this way and then flip them all and see what that looks like too. Okay, so here it is flipped so that each little 2.5-inch square is now vertical instead of horizontal. I'm not sure if it makes a difference or not, but I think I'll keep it this way just because I think it makes them stand out a little more. So let me know what you think in the comments, whether you think it even makes a difference at all or which one you like better. So once this is all up on my design board, the next step is to sew these rows together. So I'm going to start with row 1, gather up all the pieces and sew it together like one long strip, put it back on my wall. Do that same with all 33 rows, and then once all the specific strips are sewn together, then I will sew the strips together and we'll see what that looks like. So I need to get busy. All right, so I've got all of my strips sewn together. This looks fantastic. The couple tips when you sew your strips together, I actually do it in sections. So I'll sew, 5 or 6 strips together here, and then here, and then here, and here, and then I'll join those sections together. Also, when you sew your strips together, keep in mind that there's 2 places in each strip where you will nest seams, and that is right along these intersections here. So I usually pin those before I sew the strip together. That way I know, how much room I've got. This quilt, let's see, as it is right now, it measures 65 by 57, and that 57 might be a little less because I haven't, squared the edges yet. So I've just as it is, there might be 1/8 of an inch off, along the edges there, but I haven't, squared it up yet. So this reminds me of like a desert sunset kind of, and I love the fabric I chose for this, but I also like the fabric that I did in the other one, which makes the these little squares here more prominent, with the opposite colors going in. Like, I'll show you again the picture here, what I mean by the opposite colors are in the little strip sets. But this is phenomenal. I love this. I'm glad I chose this fabric for it. I was also thinking about doing another one. I have this, I don't know if I have it out right now, but I have this jelly roll of batiks in different shades of turquoise. And then if I make this white, and I start with the darker ones in the middle and then move to light on both going up and going down, and then in these little things I would start with the light and then go darker as I go up. That would be pretty cool too. I wish I knew if I had that charm or that jelly roll out. I don't think I have it out. Oh, I see it up in my bin. Anyway, so I love this. Hey, if you're a member of this channel, I want to give you a special shout out and a special thank you for making the extra effort to support me. And it just means so much, and I really appreciate that. If you like this content, you can get more content and more community, quilt community, in our Facebook group if you're on Facebook, and that is at Revelation Quilts Guild on Facebook. I'll put a link below in the description. So I'm so lucky that I get to do this for a living and share with you guys. The pattern will be available in the, I'll put a link to the written pattern for this if you're interested in that. This is so much fun. Like, I would do another one in a heartbeat because I really enjoyed making this. Let me know which of these two you like better, and then I am excited to see the ones that you make, because you can do so much with this. So enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great time sewing if that's what you're gonna do, and I will see you next time. This is Suze from Revelation Quilts. Bye.